Pat Jane, Executive Director, APDA of Massachusetts. This is our first walk rally. Thanks for joining tonight. Our hope and goal tonight is to make sure that you understand about all the great things that APDA is doing. And I've invited a couple of guests to share their experience with APDA to start the meeting. And then Rosemary is going to cover just some administrative tips to really maximize the fundraising part of it. And then at the very end, we're going to talk a little bit about the volunteer program that we have, and then share some fundraising ideas at the very end. And so I know that, the majority of people are on video. I also want to say hi to Team Papa J. I do see you out there, Team Papa J.
Can you see me?
Can't physically see you, but I can see your name, Anita.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know why. All right. I'm not too good at this, but I'm here.
That's okay. Whatever it takes, Anita. Thank you so much for joining us. And so, one of the really important messages is that this is the largest fundraiser that we have in Massachusetts. And the money that we raise during this event actually goes right back to the community to which we serve, the PD community. And, the way that we use those funds is a wide range of things, and some of which you could actually hear about. The first guest that we have today is the Bogle family. Some of you may have seen the Bogle story and the Bogle family before, but I've asked them to share their fundraising story and also about how they've interfaced with the APDA. And so without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to the Bogle family.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm going to just get us started. When the walk became a virtual walk, I think one of the things when I look back on it, we no longer had to focus on the day of the walk. And I think we were able to focus more on the fundraising aspect of what we were doing. So that's just something that kind of occurred to me very recently. So Carrie's team is Carrie's the captain, and I'm the assistant, as is our daughter. She's an awesome writer. And so obviously when the walk went virtual, it presented some challenges and opportunities. And I think for us in the past, it's been very hard to rally a day of team. Most of our family does not live in the area. So this actually virtual walk actually took some pressure off of us, and appreciated that inadvertent change. And also, like everybody, we had a lot of time on our hands. And so this was an opportunity for us to really think about what was meaningful for Carrie. And one of the things that, and he may not mention this enough, is the association has become very important to us. We have, I can't tell you the number of webinars that I have been able to really learn more about Parkinson's. He's going to talk about some of the programs. And I mean, this has always been important, but this past year, and Kerry's message to his potential donors really emphasize sort of what Parkinson's has, what's happened, but also how much APDA has stepped up and really supported us. So with that opportunity, I'm turning you over to Kerry.
Thank you, team. Just to start off, as Eileen said, there's no surprise that the 2020 walk went virtual. There was really no choice. There's no surprise. And it presented an opportunity and a challenge for us, in terms of thinking about ways we could structure things to draw in the interest and interest of the potential donors, to kind of capture their attention and interest. So what did we do? We started really with a blank slate. The fact that the walk went virtual gave us a lot of latitude in terms of how we wanted to approach the fundraising. At least in our mind it did. So what did we do? We first of all, we kind of thought about the optimism walk. And if you describe the optimism walk, it's a large group of people moving over a set route at their own pace in pursuit of a common goal. And not everybody's necessarily going to reach that goal, but that's not important. It's okay. You just go as far as you can, because the victory is really in the effort. And if you think about that definition of the optimism walk, it's similar to the Boston Marathon. So what did we do? We invented the optimism marathon walk. And we made a goal of walking 26.22 miles before the official optimism walk date. And we achieved that goal over 33 days and 4 hours. Had a couple days to spare.
Yeah.
And in the process, we were able to raise $1,650 for APDA, which really is an outstanding organization deserving of our support. Since I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, I benefited from APDA sponsored programs. And Eileen mentioned the webinars that she's participated in, especially in the last year. And she's found those to be tremendously valuable. And I recently completed the speech and swallowing program at UMass Amherst, which was exceptional. And through the various programs presented by APDA that I participated in, I developed an interest and have pursued more involvement in Tai Chi, social dancing, rock steady boxing, and choral singing.
Yeah, he just added handwriting.
Mycographia, that's right. But when I mentioned choral singing, don't get too excited. I'm not gonna carry. I can't carry a tune, so I'm not gonna be singing tonight. So that's kind of the story of 2020. The question in our minds now is, what are we going to do in 2021? Well, we've got two goals that we're going to set for ourselves. One is complete another optimism marathon walk, but then we're going to complete 26 hours and 22 minutes. I don't know where you got that figure from. 26 hours and 22 minutes of social dance instruction. And why social dancing? It's one of the areas that we got interested in over time. And social dancing is amazing. It's challenging physically and cognitively. When you're in a dance class or getting private lessons, it requires total concentration. You're not thinking about anything else except how to do the Copacabana or the bachata, whatever. It requires intense concentration, and you take a lot of pride in mastering new steps. They're not easy. On TV, they look easy, but believe me, they are not. It also builds up your frustration tolerance, which is a good thing. And there are real social aspects to social dancing also. We met some wonderful people and made some really good friends through that medium. And it's also quality time with your spouse. I had slipped that one in. So that's kind of the story of the Bogles in 2021. You want to wrap it up?
I think that covers it. I think that I have to tell you that Carrie is pretty much done on the 26 hours and 22 minutes of dance. We've accomplished that. And now that the weather is good, we'll be out walking. So makes sense for us for this year.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Eileen and Kerry. You guys are inspirations to all of us. And thank you very much for your support and your participation.
Well, thank you for everything you do.
Yeah, thank you. You've raised some great ideas. I hope everybody has been paying attention. You know, the walk is not just a walk. It can be anything you want. It can be, 30 hours of doing your rock steady boxing class. It could be, whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And so the only thing that we do together is we come together on that day to just share, our sense of community and our enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's important. That's real important.
That's very important.
Yeah, so thank you. And so the next person I have on the agenda is Melissa. Melissa's new to me. We had some great discussions over the course of the last couple of weeks, and I thought it might be a nice time to invite Melissa to just share her experience with APDA and how she came about her music. So I'm going to turn it over to Melissa, who has the best background of all, though.
I'm lucky I have a couple of artists in my family. So my name is Melissa Stadion. I've been suffering from Parkinson's disease for about 10 years. It's a fairly new diagnosis because I think in young people it's hard to diagnose because the symptoms are so mild to begin with. But I was a very active. I'm a mother of two, and both my boys play hockey, and I was a runner, and my whole family. I come from a long line of athletes, so I knew something was wrong with me like right when it started because I know my body, and like it just wasn't acting normally. So after many visits to different doctors and I went to so many, like they tried physical therapy. They thought I had like tendonitis, and it kept escalating further and further. And I ended up in neurology, and they were testing me for all kinds of other really scary things. And so like probably 3 years of my life was, testing and being terrified that I had a brain tumor or ALS or something far worse than Parkinson's. So it was a little shocking when that became the direction we were heading in, but I wasn't afraid of it because, it's something that can be managed. I was doing my research, and the funny thing that happened to me was when they finally were pretty sure that that's what it was, I thought, okay, I can tell my family now, like I can tell everybody what's going on because I didn't want to scare everybody unnecessarily. And when I started to tell people, it was like they were so devastated. Like, and I'm going, no. Like, I'm okay, and I'm gonna be okay. And it was hard because like I wanted to it lit a fire, and I wanted to just like, tell everybody that you can get through that. Well, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna be okay. And it was hard because that was their reaction. So it was like, you know what, I need to make my mission in life to like educate people on this disease and how misunderstood it is because, people don't understand it. The symptoms are different in everybody. And there's things you can do to help slow the progression. I mean, there's so many resources. And so I'm very musical. I've played the piano most of my life. I think I started when I was 10, and I love music. And so I've recently also got divorced. That kind of had nothing to do with the Parkinson's, but I found myself needing an outlet in therapy, and she kept telling me I needed to do more. I needed to do more for myself. And I was like, I play the piano. I have a horse that I ride, and like, what else can I do? Like, I have two boys in school. Like, I'm busy, and it suddenly just clicked. There was one of my good friends sent me a screenshot of an article in a local paper about this Parkinson's choir in Shrewsbury, and I read it and I was like, oh my God, like this is happening for a reason. This is like a path. Like I started to see all these signs that were like pointing in a direction. And so I read the article and I immediately contacted them. It was Dave Russell, who runs the program over there, and he's wonderful. And so I contacted him. He was so excited. He called me right away, and we had a great conversation on the phone. He was like, you got to come see us perform because our choir is really good. And I said, I'd love to. And I told him I was into video editing and music videos. And so he had this footage of all his participants. They had done this really nice video. It was like a half hour long and it was all their stories. So I took it and I edited it down to like 3 minutes, and I got everybody in the clip. And it's just, he was so excited about it because he didn't know how to do what I was doing. And it was something that they could share. I put it on YouTube so everybody could watch it. He was so excited about it. And in the video, I noticed this woman named Wendy, who just absolutely grabbed me. Like all the stories were great, but there was something about her. And I was like, I really need to meet her. So when I went out to participate and meet everybody, they introduced me, and they put me on the spot. Like the director there, he made me sing by myself. I was like, it was really good. It's a really good program. And so Wendy came right up to me afterwards because she knew about me and she wanted to talk to me. And the two of us just like clicked. And so she started giving me singing lessons because she had lost the ability to sing before this Parkinson's choir. And that's what hit me about all of this. It was like the lung capacity that these people are able to keep because of this program is unreal. And I don't have that problem, and I may someday, but to see these people come together, and they're such nice people, and they're there for the same purpose, and they're supporting each other. Like one of the women said, this is the highlight of my week, you know, that I'm retired and I get to see my friends, and it was really cool. So Wendy would come to my house. I'd go to her house. We became really good friends, and she keeps very close tabs on me. And it just launched me into writing music. So I started writing, which I've never done before. And so it's been about a year and a half. I've been, you know, I have all these different projects I've been working on. And I decided to write a song for the Parkinson's community, and it's called The Fight of Your Life. And it just took off. My music producer, because I'm also in a band with somebody else, and we have a producer that we've been working with for the past year. He's really good at the music videos, and he just did such a good job pulling. We have clips of me like riding my horse and like downhill skiing and all these things that I can still do. But you know, musically, there's so much that can be done with this. And I didn't know about this choir. It's like I saw this news article, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And it's just such a great program. I can't say enough about it. And I work full time, so it's hard. I can't just, I would love to go to their practices. They have like 2 a week. I think they're a couple hours long. These people perform for the community. Like these are talented people. There's harmonies, and there's like, they have the different sections of the choir. It's like, it's so professional, and they're such talented people. So I also met Kathy Thomas, who, you know, I was interested in becoming like a support group leader, because Central Mass doesn't have a young onset population. But the more people I meet and the more people I talk to, I'm like, I'm so inspired by Wendy, and it doesn't matter young or old. I think that the whole Parkinson's community should just come together and do this stuff. People who are musical, people who aren't. I think this program is amazing. And I have so many different ideas, and everybody's so supportive. So Kathy actually came out to my work, and she drove quite a way too, and she's busy. She came out to meet with me and talk about the programs that they offer, and she talked about being a group leader and stuff, which I never actually got to do, because the music like literally swept me off my feet, and like it just took over my life. But I definitely want to go back to all that too. But I'm sure being remote, it's hard, but I needed an outlet, and this definitely became it. And I got such a great response from the video, and I think that you're all going to see it, and it's going to be used for the April. It's perfect timing, because it's Awareness Month in April. And I've watched this video, and I'm looking at myself like, look at everything that I'm doing. It's like, you know, it's just inspiring people to not give up. You know, there's no reason to give up ever. And that's kind of my message. And so I'm working on another song right now. I actually am recording it tonight. I'm going back to the studio later tonight to finish it. It's called Blessing in Disguise. And that's kind of my mission in life. It's like, if I could go back, I know it sounds crazy, but if I could go back and not have Parkinson's and have my life continue the way it was, I wouldn't do it, because I did like a 180. I went on this totally different path that was so much better for me. And I've done things that I never thought I could do. And I've met all these people, and like my life is so much more rich. And I just can't believe this nationwide organization that has, I mean, these choirs are all over the US. And I think that we could all collaborate nationwide even, and write, you know, musicians that have lost the ability to play their instruments can work with, you know, other musicians who haven't, and they can write, and they can give their ideas. And I have so many ideas. And so this walk is just another event that I look like I actually can do a lot. I do downhill ski still, and I do ride my horse, but walking a short distance is hard. Like, I have a hard time walking. So the walk is so inspiring to me too, because I don't know any of you all, and you're all walking so that I can, you know, so that all these programs can keep going, and my quality of life can be better. And all these people that I'm working with, all their quality of life can be better. So it's a support system, because people with Parkinson's tend to, you know, kind of become hermits almost, because I know how it feels. Because when I go to the grocery store, I'm so afraid my foot's going to lock up and I'm going to make a scene because I'm by myself. I'm sure all of you understand that as well. And like, you start to kind of withdraw from the community, and that's not what I want to do. But with all these support groups, it's like it encourages you to go out. So this walk is great, and I can't thank you all enough for, you know, all your time that you're volunteering, because it makes a big difference. And I've seen it myself, and Wendy and all those people that I met. Like, I wish I could go visit all the courses all over the country, because they're just, music to me is therapeutic, and it's a way to reach people in all kinds of different ways. And I can't say enough about, I think, and I had no idea that all these were connected with the APDA. I just talked to Bill this past week, and it's already, I'm already like coming up with all these different ideas and things. I want to meet all these people, and like, I'm so excited at what the future holds. So I'm trying to think of what else. I'm not very good at public speaking. Oh, I wanted to say too that so I have this you know, the hashtags. I'm so bad at this stuff. My kids are probably, you know, these young people, they know all this stuff, and I just have no clue. But I started a hashtag on all my posts, be proud of your Parkinson's, because to me, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that has made me who I am, and I would not be the person I am right now, as strong as I am, without it. And like I said, I wouldn't take it back. If I could go back, I absolutely would not. I would keep myself on the path that I'm on. And so I have, I don't know if you can see it. This is like I got it off Etsy. It's the Parkinson's tulip that says that it's the P and the D, and it says Parkinson's awareness over the top of it. And I wear it all the time, and it's a great conversation starter, let me tell you, because when people see it, they're like, oh, do you know somebody that has Parkinson's? And I'm like, yeah, me. And I wear it proudly, because it's affected me greatly, and it's done a lot. It's absolutely changed my life. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I can't say enough about the programs that you offer. And I think your organization's amazing. And I think it's great that all these different Parkinson's organizations have different goals, like, you know, for research and finding a cure. But at the same time, you need these support groups to help people to be able to still function in life, and the inspiration is just the best part. So I'm so excited for April this year, because I've always, you know, celebrated it myself, but I think it's time for me to get more involved in some of these programs, and for me to inspire other people, and for them to inspire me. It's just a win-win. It's amazing. So did I forget anything?
Nope. And I think you could take, I'm not a very good public speaker off your, out of your phraseology, because you did a wonderful job at really, you know, getting to the essence of what APDA is, and what we try and do in Massachusetts is, you know, there are a lot of people that are very much interested in finding, you know, a cure, and you know, funding research. But while you're waiting for that to happen, you know, it's important to be able to be optimistic and living your life to the fullest. And that's what we try and do with APDA. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having me. I'm just happy to be here. I appreciate all of it.
Good. And thank you so much. And so the next part of our program is going to be, I'm going to transition it to Rosemary. And Rosemary is just going to cover some basic, you know, fundamentals in and around fundraising on our donor drive. Okay. So Rosemary,
Thanks.
off to you.
Thanks, Bill. And thanks to Melissa and to Carrie and to Eileen for sharing their stories. It's been really inspirational. And so now my part is to just kind of give you some basic tips. So here I have the Optimism Walk fundraising homepage. I'm going to start out with just how to register. just because it comes up often, that people have a little bit of a tough time with it. So we're going to start with that. So I clicked on the register now button. So now, in case you forget any of this, this is all up on this page now when you log in. But the trick to this is that if you've logged into the Optimism Walk before, you have to click on to log into your account here. If you're brand new, you can start right here. But I have logged in before, so I'm going to just log in to my account. And I am actually logged in or I am registered, I should say, for the walk right now. So I'm actually going to register another participant. And I have registered another participant under my account before. We're going to go with Rascal. And this is something that you can do, or if you have maybe team members who are a little less comfortable with a computer, you can also register them, but you want to make sure that you register yourself first. This will look very similar if you're registering yourself as well. The pages are basically the same. So my team is already selected, and I'm going to continue to the next step. If you're registering yourself for the first time, you'll have to select your team, but if you've previously created a team, it will auto suggest that for you. So I'm going to continue the next step. And here you want to put in your fundraising goal. If you'd like to make a donation right now, you can. I'm not going to do that right now. And then you pick your t-shirt size. If you raise $100, you get a free t-shirt. So you can pick your t-shirt size. For Rascal, I'm going to put an adult small. I think that sounds like dog size. And then you can check any of these things. And then you have to make sure that you agree to terms and conditions. And if you are registering multiple people, you can continue by just saving and adding another, which is helpful if you're adding a few family members. But then you just continue to confirmation. And then you just review everything. And the last step is to actually say complete registration. And then you are registered, and it'll take you to this to let you know that, yes, you are in fact registered. Once you see this, you know that you're good to go with registration. And then it'll take you to your fundraising page. This is what people see if they visit your fundraising page. And this is pretty personal. You can personalize this pretty well for yourself. So for example, I can change my photo. I can change my name here. I can also change the story here. So I don't know if everyone can see this. I'm sharing my screen and I don't know if it shows pop-ups. Do you see this pop-up that says update your fundraising story?
Yeah, we can see it.
I can see it.
Okay, great, thank you. So this is something that you can do if you want to write your own story or share your own story with other people. You can edit the text. So any of this can go. You can change, you can add stories or pictures as well. So for example, this is a picture that I took from last time. But if you don't have anything here, or if you haven't added an image, or if you want to add a new image, you can always click here and add an image from your computer. So I'm going to add that. And maybe I want to add a caption, it says, had a great time last year. And the trick to this is you always have to make sure that you click on update your story. Otherwise it won't save your changes. The other thing is that if you've written a story before and you want to maybe just edit it or use it the same way before, you can click on any of the events that you've done previously. So let's say I really like my 2017 story, so maybe I'd do that. But again, make sure that you update your story to make sure that that saves. I'm not going to save that this time, but so that's the main part of your personal page. You can also see your donations here. and settings. So this is something that's really helpful that a lot of people don't know about, is that you can customize your page link, which is really helpful. So let's say I want to customize this. So I can, my page link, I want to put my page link as Rosemary Owen. And enter. And so now when I go to settings, you'll see that it says Rosemary Owen, and I can copy that, and that just copies to my clipboard. And then I can put that in an email, or I can just send that to somebody, or put it in a text message or on my Facebook page. And speaking of Facebook pages, one of the great things that you can do is create a Facebook fundraiser. It's a great way to fundraise. It's very easy, especially if you're one of those people like myself who's just not super comfortable about making an ask from people. You can do your Facebook fundraiser. So you'll see that it's right here, but this can be a little hard to find. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on dashboard. If you're ever lost in these pages, because it can be really easy to just click through some pages and just be like, I don't know where I am anymore. Click on the dashboard. And that will take you, it should say, make sure that it says the current year. So this is 2021 Optimism Walk. And you can do anything from your dashboard. Also, it has some tips for success right here. If you have any questions, some basic questions about fundraising, there's a lot of tips and tricks in here if you want to scroll down. But when you first get to your dashboard, one of the great things you can do is create a Facebook fundraiser. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that because I haven't added my Facebook fundraiser yet. It'll always be in this right-hand panel, except if you're on a tablet, it might be toward the bottom of the page, but it'll always be in this Your Fundraising sidebar. So I'm going to create a Facebook fundraiser. And I think I'm already logged into, yes. So I'm already logged into Facebook. And so if you aren't already logged into Facebook, it will ask you just for your email and password to Facebook. So that's something to have on hand. I never remember mine. So we're really lucky tonight that it's already logged in. But once you do that, you can view your Facebook fundraiser. And just like any other event, you can edit it. You can change your goal. You can change what it's about. You can invite people on Facebook. And the important thing about this is that you have to make sure that if you want to do your Facebook fundraiser, you want to make sure that you do it through Donor Drive. So just like I just did where you click through here. Otherwise it won't automatically sync up to your page. So that's really the only trick to it. It's pretty quick and easy. You don't have to edit anything if you don't want to. And it's a great way, like I said, to just pick up some donations, especially if you're a little uncomfortable with asking people. The next thing is, let's see, I want to just add a little bit of information about viewing your donations. So right here on this right-hand side, you can see what donations you've gotten. You can search through them if you have a lot. I don't right now. But the other thing is, if you are tech savvy or want to make sure that you get a check donation in right away, you can also add offline donations here. You'll still have to send the checks to us, send any checks or cash to our office, but you can add any checks in here. Just let us know, just add a little note in your envelope when you send it that you have done this, that you've added an offline donation. That being said, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, you can just send them to us with your team name, and we can do that for you. So this is totally optional. This is only if you want to see it in there right away on that same day. And let's see. I'm just going to do one more quick how-to, and that is how to send emails. So you can see up here on this top bar here that there's a thing called messages. And if I click on messages, I can add contacts, or I can compose a message here. And this is great because it has some pre-done text, and you can use this if you'd like, or you can edit it yourself. This is completely changeable. You can change the subject. And the great thing about this is it has a contact list pre-made for you. So this is, in this list for me, is anyone who has ever been on my team or anyone who's ever made a donation to me. So I can add all of these folks to an email just from here, which is really helpful. And then you can see your sent messages, you can compose a message, and there's a few different types. And I do want to make one more, I'll show you one more thing, is that if you do a team update, if you're a team captain and do a team update, it automatically fills your recipients. It automatically adds your team. So that's just something to know. And I know I've kind of gone through this really quickly, and there's a lot here. Like I said, if you ever get confused, click on the dashboard and that'll take you. You can go to your page. If you're a team captain, you can go to your team page. But if you ever have any questions, and like I said, I've done this at a lightning speed. If you ever have any questions, you can give us a call at 800-651-8466, or send us an email at apdama@apdaparkinson.org. And we can help you out. That's not a problem at all. We do this all day. So if it sounds good, I'll stop my share and we can.
Yeah, Rosemary, we have a couple of questions. One
Okay.
was,
I didn't want to open the chat just in case.
yeah,
Yeah. Would you mind just?
sure. So one question is, does Facebook take any sort of portion of the donations?
So it's like a credit card fee. They take, I'm not sure what the percentages are. It depends on the card type, but it's a lot like your credit card fee.
Yeah. The other question is, does the email send out as blind copy?
That's a great question. I'm actually not sure. The great thing about the messages is you can send yourself a test copy. So when you can compose a message and send it, you can send a test to yourself and see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure this does send a blind copy. I'm not sure about Teams though.
But you can certainly take it out and put it into your own email system and send it out BCC'd.
Absolutely. They all are right here, so you can use this list outside of the system as well.
Another question, Rosemary, is how does the system send a thank you?
So when you make a donation to the page, it will automatically send a tax receipt. But if you want to send a personal thank you, oftentimes so I don't have my notifications up, but when it tells you that there's a donation made to you in your little notifications here, you can click on that and it says, say thank you. And it will automatically take you to this message app. And you can just type in a quick thank you and send it off. But they'll automatically get a text receipt regardless, or tax receipt regardless of whether or not you do anything.
So Dan Rothschild has a question. Do the emails end up in the database? If they sign up for the walk, the emails do end up in the database. There is a default if people don't want to share their email, and they don't have to provide it. There's no, although people can actually engage Facebook from a fundraising standpoint, there's no integration between the people that donate on Facebook and this system. And so you'll have to keep track of anybody that donates on the Facebook part of it on your own. So you'll see the donation, but you won't see where that donation specifically came from.
Yeah, just Thank you for mentioning that, Bill, because it does say Facebook fundraiser. That's all it says. It just says Facebook fundraiser, which is, if you're, if you're trying to send thank yous, it can be a little tough. So you'll have to keep track of that through Facebook.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
And yep.
I'm sorry, was there another question?
No, I think that might be it on the question. Does anybody, we can open up the lines if anybody has any questions. Additionally, what I wanted to let everybody know is we have a group of volunteers. And Shivani is going to talk a little bit about that a little bit. So if you have any sort of areas that you think you might need a little bit of help with, let us know and we can engage you with our volunteer group of students that are more than willing to help out. So next,
And
I'd like, yep.
Actually, sorry, one more thing, if that's okay?
Yeah.
You have time? Actually, Dan, when Bill mentioned your name, I remembered that I wanted to give you a little bit more information about when people are donating. So let's say your friend or family is donating to you. They can donate to this event if they want to click at the top. Well, I'll search myself. And they can search. And then you can hit donate now. And then that way it will go to your donor of choice. And then after this, it's just a normal credit card form. But that's the another easy way for them. If you don't send them a link directly, they can do that. And that's a pretty simple way to make sure that their donation goes to you.
Thank you. I'm going to turn it over quickly to Kristen Stapleton, board president, just to say a couple of things before we move on to the next section.
Hey, thank you, Bill. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining tonight, and to the Bogles and to Melissa. Your stories are inspiring, and thank you for being here. I also got involved with the Mass chapter because my mother was diagnosed, and one of the things that struck me with the APDA was the programs that they brought to the community. And as Bill had said, bringing these programs so that we can live our lives to the fullest while we're waiting for the research to happen. So thank you so much for joining us on that. And I just did a quick tally, 26 years. I'm catching up to Kathy Thomas and Denise Turpin on years with the chapter, but I only mention that because that speaks volumes to how much we keep growing, how much we keep evolving, and how much community we are bringing together, and especially in light of the past year 2020, how we were able to flip the switch and continue to deliver these important programs to the community. Also, the walk is a great opportunity to get creative. We don't know everything. We look to all of you to give us ideas on how to promote the walk in the community. I love the idea of the marathon, which sparked a thought in my head. Why not a relay or something like that? I know in the past I've used the statistic that every 9 minutes someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's. So I put a challenge out to my network to say, give me $9 to recognize that every 9 minutes someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's. Not one person gave me only $9. I guarantee you that the numbers were much larger. So there are no rules here. Share your creative ideas. Engage your network and your community. And I just look forward to seeing you all on May 22nd and what's to come. So, and Melissa, I'm from Southborough. Are you out in Central Mass?
I am. I'm in Holden, which is outside of
Holden,
Worcester.
okay. Yeah, I know where it is very well.
And if
Very
anybody
good.
can sing, I could definitely use you.
So anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for showing up to be part of this great community. And I look forward to continued success in all things to help people living with Parkinson's.
That's great. Thank you, Kristen. I'm going to turn it quickly over to Shivani just to talk a little bit about her story and the volunteers. Shivani.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shivani. I'm a pharmacist working in Boston. And the reason that I joined this organization is that my grandmother actually has Parkinson's disease and she passed last year. So I wanted to volunteer in her honor. I'm also part of another organization called Friendship Works in Boston, which pretty much helps decrease elderly isolation by putting together one volunteer and one elderly person. And all you have to do is just contact them once a week and see how they're doing and just pretty much being their friend. So I usually go out to coffee with them, go to the movies, stuff like that. So I joined this organization, and one thing that me and Bill talked about is doing this match program, which we have students from Andover High School and they're matched with anyone in the PD community to help them be aware of Parkinson's disease and see if they can help out. One of the big things is that they're going to help out with the walk and see if anyone has trouble with signing up and fundraising ideas. So that was a big thing that I'm part of here.
Thank you, Shivani,
Yeah, no
for
problem.
sharing the story. And so now I'd like to open it up, fundraising ideas, just thoughts, open up the floor, whatever you'd like to talk about. As Kristen said, part of what makes APDA great is that we try and engage with the community as much as we can to find ideas or suggestions or things that we can do to improve the process. I see Anita there. Anita, did you want to say something?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I'd just like to say that we're happy to be doing our 6th walkathon, and I guess I'm kind of old fashioned that we just mailed out, my son and I, 210 letters to family and friends on Friday and have received several donations back. So we're kind of old fashioned, and I look forward to the mail every day. And my husband is bedridden now, so it's very important to us to be able to do this and to help out. And we will do our best.
Anita, this is Kristen, and that's not old fashioned. In my experience, people love getting handwritten notes or letters from loved ones in the mail. So don't think of that as old fashioned.
Yeah, they have been calling left and right and saying they got it. And it's just been very comforting to hear from them and know that they're there for us and that we're helping to be there for you people. So that's what we're doing.
Thank you, Anita.
Thank you, Anita.
Mhm.
I hope Papa J is doing okay. And so I'd like to
Great.
open it up for thoughts or ideas or anything that you think we ought to be thinking about or talking about. Our hope is to do at least one more walk rally, as we get closer to share ideas. And, we're looking forward to everybody's participation. And so open floor. Go ahead, Linda.
I was wondering where we live close to Marblehead, of actual taking a walk with people live.
Yeah.
Like just saying that, especially since, friends of our sons, everyone that's sort of still here, like, you think there's any, I don't know, making it nervous with the way the whole pandemic is going, that we could maybe sort of plan something to do it live?
Yeah.
So I'll take that one.
Go ahead.
Linda, I did that exact same thing last September on the Cape. I mean, I did it with the group of people that I say were in my bubble,
Okay.
that I felt that we felt comfortable being together. But we were able to spread out in our walk. And I just came up with the neighborhood. This is the route that we're gonna take. And it was wonderful. And the nice thing that happened with that is we all wore the same t-shirts.
Yeah.
And then along the route, people were like, "Hey, what are y'all walking for? What's going on?" So I was able to stop for a moment and just say a few words about the APDA and the importance of raising awareness for Parkinson's. So I think that's absolutely doable in a safe way with people that you feel comfortable being around. And then, I also did a little video as we started our walk off with a, sort of a hurrah, which we shared on social media.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Linda, our position is people are out there walking. And so if you want to get a group of people together, that's certainly, something that you could do.
Yeah, I didn't want to draw attention to it because I was nervous about, what the state of Massachusetts might be, but
Oh.
I sort of figured by the end of May, I don't know, what the
Things might be a
percentage
little
would
bit
be
better.
vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Thank
Okay,
you,
thanks.
Linda. Anybody else like to raise your hand in the reaction button? Julia.
I'm loving our discussion.
Julia.
Hi, everyone. I don't know if I've met everyone. I'm with the APDA Rhode Island chapter. I'm the chapter coordinator. And I just wanted to talk about some different fundraising ideas that can make fundraising, fun, which is really the whole point, is to have fun with it, to really enjoy what you're doing. And so I think one thing that's really successful is to turn fundraising into a hobby. So I vote for karaoke. Karaoke is a great way to do a virtual fundraiser. Invite a bunch of friends over on Zoom, ask them to make, a minimal donation, set that donation amount, and then you guys can have a Zoom karaoke together. I think another great one is to have a virtual bake sale. I've actually done this myself and was able to raise $200 for another organization just by, offering on Facebook that I'll bake somebody a cake or cookies or something for a donation, and then to deliver no contact to that person's house if they're in the area. Another way to really turn a hobby into a fundraiser, kind of like what the moguls mentioned with having the partner dance classes or with the marathon, have something that you really like, whether it be exercising or singing, and find a way to get donations for that. If it's exercise, it could be for every specific donation, I will do a minute of rock steady boxing, or I will do a minute of walking or a minute of yoga. And that really adds up when you get more donations. I think it's also really important to share your story and really get that information out there. And not only share your story about Parkinson's or how Parkinson's has affected your life, but really keep people involved in your fundraising so they understand where you are now, what your goal is, and how you're trying to reach that goal. I love letter writing campaigns. I don't think that's old school or old fashioned at all. They're so successful. And there's so many people, especially now with, COVID-19, everyone being so isolated, just getting a letter in the mail is really exciting. I've never been so excited about mail in my entire life, I feel like. And I think also challenges. When you challenge a friend to make a donation, call them out on social media, say, I challenge this friend to make, a $10 donation for the 10 million people who have Parkinson's disease around the world. I think that's such a strong thing you can do, and you can challenge 10 friends to make a donation for that. Or really have somebody who might be on your team who you decide to challenge and see who can raise the most money in a week. And that's something that you can also put out on social media and really get that word out. So you can, your mutual friends can really see, who's raising the most money, who they might want to win in that competition. It really kind of sparks excitement about fundraising, and to have other people watch to see, oh, who's going to win the challenge? I wonder what friend's going to win this week. And then also something I love doing, especially around this time, is spring cleaning. So there might be, furniture around your house that you're looking to get rid of. You might want to have a yard sale and then donate the proceeds of your yard sale to APDA Optimism Walk. There's just so many different ways out there that are really fun and exciting that you can fundraise that you might not think of already.
Thank you so much, Julia. we're really excited to have you down in Rhode Island.
Thank you.
Good. Any other ideas or anybody else want to share anything?
Well, I would just like to add, like, don't forget the neighbors that are close to you, even if you don't know them too well, like popping a letter into their mailbox. And now that we're virtual, including grandkids wherever they are in the world, to participate, because their little hearts can be infectious, especially to know that they're helping a family, and what a great lesson for the next generation to learn about volunteerism. So there's, you know, look close and think far.
Well, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate everybody's participation today. And thank you to the Bogles and to Melissa and to everybody that shared their story. You too, Anita, although we can't see you, we can hear you, and your message is incredibly significant to us. You know, again, I want to just emphasize this is our biggest fundraiser of the year. And so it really means a lot to the community, you know, that we're able to attain our goal. We're certainly making progress. We have some work to do, and, you know, we're going to be very much focused on being out there on a regular basis, social media, making sure that we're engaging pharma and, you know, moving towards hitting our goal. This session was recorded, and so our plan is to share it, you know, sparingly, and I hope that's okay with everybody. I want to thank everybody again. This was a great session and very much appreciated.
And yeah, and just a quick, everybody send good thoughts to Team Papa J, and keep them in your thoughts.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it, and we'll be in touch soon.
Okay, good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Linda.
Appreciate it.
Bye,
Thank you.
Bogle.